Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Paul from Forex Smart Trade. It is June 30th, 2002. Glad you could be here. At Forex Smart Trade, we help people become financially independent by teaching them to trade with our proprietary indicators and using company money. So with that, let us get going on our journey this morning, see if we can find some good trades. Before we do that, let us go through the disclosure. This trade is for educational purposes only. All information, given is speculative and involves risk. This trade should be examined and taken from a personal evaluation. All attendees agree by watching that any trades he or she takes was of individual influence based on personal evaluation of the market. This webinar's intention is to demonstrate a method that can be used to help make an evaluation of the current market. No past, present, or future incomes have been made or relied upon prior to or during this meeting. Let's see what else we've got. Again, it is good to attend the various live trades. There are things to be learned. We learn by hooking up with people that are already doing it and doing it successfully, and then trying to model what they're doing or copy what they're doing. So you can see the schedule. If you're a light, this morning at 9:30 a.m. you've got 30-minute meeting. In all of these, they do take a live trade, so all the pips add up. Tonight at 10, the AIT. If you are in coaching, you've got the MIT at 10. And then if you want extra paid training, you can do the On It, which is moved to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I think they charge $100 for that. So try to get as much training as you can, because the training or the copies of the trades help you get better. What else do we have? Thursday, it has been going very well, the Tip Top referral trade. So if you have a friend, get them involved. It is good. It is good to trade in a group. Several reasons. One is that you can share ideas and you will learn faster and be more engaged when you trade in a group. So as you get more friends involved or get other people that you know involved, it becomes almost like an investment club, because it's to no one's detriment. You can share a trade with someone and it's not going to impact your ability to win. So you're not giving something away at your expense. So Thursdays at 11:30 a.m. All you need to do is provide refer a friend. For every referral, you will get a 60-day access to the Tip Top referral trade. And what we do is we rotate the instructors on that, so you get a little bit of variety. What else we got? Trade routine. You should all be working on developing your trade routine. What I like to do is when I start every day, I like to get my green chart and CoinEx connected and live. Connected, I have it's green up here in the right corner. Live, it is green down here in the bottom right corner. If I were to go back, if I saw this red, that means I'm not live. I'm looking at an old chart. So, and I've done that before. So you always want to make sure you get green on both. And then on my CoinEx, I want to see that this number is moving. Right now I don't see, oh, there it is. So I can see that number is moving, so I've got a live feed. We are going to then review our yesterday's activity, especially if you've made bad trades. It's good to go back and try to figure out why you're doing it. If you are new, I would take a screenshot when you take the trade. That way, if you're having an issue, we can go back and figure out what you were looking at and why it might or might not have been a good trade. We can do kind of a post-mortem analysis to figure out, hey, why didn't this go the way I think it should have gone? So let's look at last week's. Last few weeks we haven't found any 10-point trades. We've been ending up with the thick orange line trade. Right at the end of the half hour, we found one with the AUD NZD, and we took it for 5 pips. So that was good. In terms of people do ask me how often do I trade that. I've been trading it less and less. I'm primarily a 10-point guy trade. Every once in a while, if I happen to be looking and I see it's the top of the hour and I see the signal, I will take it. But generally, I'm focused on the 10-point trade. We use it here because it's what we teach in the introductory program, and the trades we focus on here are trades that we do in the introductory program. Next thing is I want to check the news. We are technical traders, so when there is news is fundamental analysis where you're trying to predict how the news is going to impact it. We don't do that. So what our solution is to that is we're just going to avoid trading around the news. And usually I will try to stay out of it a couple hours before and maybe up to 30 minutes after for whatever the impact is. The news is broken down into 3 categories, as most of you know. Yellow, which is low impact, orange, which is medium impact, and red, which is high impact. Phil last week actually said something kind of interesting on the Thursday tip-top trade. He said when there's a couple items bunched up, a couple oranges bunched up, he considers that the same as a red. I actually never thought about it, but that sounds reasonable to me. So I'm going to start paying attention and seeing if that is accurate. But today at 8:30, we've got some news on Canadian GDP, and we've got 2 oranges, one at 9:45 and one at 10. So they're not exactly bunched up, but they are within 15 minutes of one another. Then at 12:30, the Fed Chairman Powell speaks. So probably come 10 a.m. I am not taking 10 a.m. 10:30ish. I am not taking any more U.S. dollar trades until after he talks, because I don't want to be holding a position and get stuck while he says something that might move the market. All right. So with that, let's go into our analysis, and I am going to start with the 10-point trade. 10-point trade. I start with the majors and minors. I'm looking for a situation where we are overbought or oversold or overbought. We are oversold here on the euro dollar, but I do not have my majors and minors pointed up. Minors are pointed up. Majors are kind of sideways here. Haven't quite crossed. They are now. They are. While we're looking at it, they've crossed. If so, this right now is to me a good signal. But if we go up to our TNTs, which is step 2 of the process, I'm going to count how many lines are going in the right direction. And right now, I got the 1 orange line, thick orange, going sideways, and the thin orange going down. So I'm not going to get 3 out of 4 here, because the 2 oranges aren't doing what we need them to do. So we're going to pass. Pound dollar, I got everybody going up. They're just crossed halfway. Ideally, I like them to be under halfway, but let's go on and take a look. I got the 2 orange lines going up. I've got the thick blue coming down. When blue comes down, that means up. I've got down pressure, but I've got green on top, and diverging. Diverging, that means the two lines are separating. As they're separating, it is trying, the pressure is starting to turn. So let's take a look at, so when I have, so 3 points here, 3 points here from the TNT, 1 point here from the pressure. Let's go take a look at the full chart. So the full chart, I want to know where my support and resistance are. So we see I've got my support and resistance drawn on here. What is the trend? So the trend is what it's been doing the last little bit. So say if I look at, let's crunch this up. Let's crunch this up a little bit more. All right, so the last 1, 2, 3, 4 days, I am trading in a downtrend. Trading in a downtrend. So we had an up signal and a downtrend. So I want to be careful about taking a buy when it is trending down. And a trend means, a downtrend means we are getting lower lows. We're getting lower lows on our candles. On this trade, if I were to look at how many pips I have, I've got about 8 pips till I hit this line. So I wouldn't take more than an 8 pip trade, because we're going to hit here and bounce. We'll hit this support line and bounce. You can see it bounced off of here. It broke, came up, didn't break it, came up, again closed back down here. On my 2-hour chart, I have got everybody pointing up, but I've got down pressure. On my 30-minute chart, I've got the majors and minors hitting the overbought line. I've got light up pressure with green on top. On the 5-minute, I've got we're getting a little bit of a pullback here with red on top, and it looks like it's rolling. And on the, if I go all the way over to the day chart, I've got kind of the duck bill here. What I mean by the duck bill, if I stick an eye on here, this pattern looks like an upside down duck head. This pattern generally means there's going to be more down movement. I've got down pressure in red coming over on top. I don't like this enough to take this trade right now. Let's see what else we got. Australian US dollar, oversold, everybody pointing up. We're just entering the channel. We've got nice steepness to the majors going up here. So 3 points here. I got the 2 orange lines going up. I've got the thick blue coming down, so that's 3 out of 4. I've got down pressure with red still on top. This might be a good trade in about an hour. The lines are converging. That means they're coming together, and it's just about ready to cross over. So we're gonna, that's a possibility a little later. A dollar Swiss franc, we are oversold, but everybody's going down still. This might be a candidate for a 5-point trade at the top of the hour. We got minus 100. We got all the lines well past the red line here, so we'll come back to him. US dollar, Canadian yen overbought, but the lines aren't pointed down. US dollar, Canadian overbought, everybody pointing down, just about reaching the halfway mark, so that's okay for me. The two orange lines going down, thick blue going up. Blue going up means down. So I got 3 out of the 4 here. So 3, 3. And I have up pressure with red on top. So I got 4. So let us take a look at what time was that news? That Canadian news. 8:30. We're under 2 hours. Let's still take a look at the full chart where we're pushing it right on the edge here. USD Canadian. All right, we'll just take this guy and change him. File, save, and then we're to change this chart into USD Canadian chart settings. I am going to then change the symbol to USD CAD. Apply all my charts are linked, so it's going to change all of my charts.